everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Tuesday, April the 23rd, 2024. It is about 8:05 a.m. Central Standard Time. I still haven't changed my clock. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good on this Tuesday. I hope that you had a non-stressful week. I hope that you had a productive week. I hope that everything in your life is going well. Um, I'm doing good. I'm actually on the way to work here. I just stopped at a empty parking lot to make this video again because, like I say, I'm still packing up for my move into my new apartment, and so it just it wouldn't. I didn't have my background up and everything, so. But I actually kind of like making these car videos. I might do these more because I sometimes, you can look at like the trees in the background. I actually think that this is a pretty cool background. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, if I can park somewhere where there's like trees in the background, it actually looks like really cool. So it's some I might consider just doing car videos sometimes. And I see other like people on YouTube in general like do videos from their car, and sometimes certain cars kind of help with the ASMR effect, especially when you combine that with the right type of microphone. Just the enclosure of the car kind of helps with the ASMR sound, and so I think that this is something that I'm gonna do sometimes, even if I create a whole like background at my apartment to do videos. Maybe I might go ahead and start doing these car videos more. Um, I guess the only thing well, never mind. I was gonna say if I'm in a real busy area, people might look and see like, oh, why is he talking to his phone? But I think everybody's talking to their phone nowadays, right? um, and then my windows are like really tinted, so you know, if anything, I don't care anyway. But I want to talk about something that I'm sure everybody that knows how to drive and drive safely notices. It's the extreme prevalence, right? The extreme prevalence of people who just are bad drivers, people who don't care, people who do unsafe maneuvers while driving. And this is a big problem really anywhere, but I think in a big city it's even more of a problem because you just have so many more people driving unsafely. For example, tailgating, right? Yeah, for example, tailgating, right? That's a huge problem really anywhere, but you see it more in the big city. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. You actually see that a lot out on open, like interstate too. Just people driving like all up on another person's bumper. They're literally like that close to someone's bumper. And what you don't realize is that when you're driving that close to someone's bumper, all they have to do is uh, hard brake one time, and you're plowing right into the back of that vehicle. And unfortunately, people don't learn to not drive like that until that happens. Because even if the police give them a ticket, some people don't learn. I mean, I've seen stories where um, a policeman has given out a ticket to somebody for unsafe driving, and then they go out and do whatever unsafe maneuver they were doing that they got a ticket for again, but then they cause an accident. And it's sad, but it's like sometimes that's unfortunately how people learn to not do that, not tailgate, because you see that with tailgating. Um, it's ridiculous, and it's like, what's the point of tailgating? You're not gonna really go anywhere faster by driving all up on someone's bumper. Like, man, I've seen people doing that, and they're driving, and the person in front of them is doing like 75, 80 miles an hour. And here comes this person that's driving all up on their bumper. It's like, for what? Right? For what? And so it's something that drivers have to work on. And if you're somebody that does that, you have to not do that. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. Um, it is just not safe. What else do I see? People weaving in and out of traffic, just changing lanes like crazy in order to get ahead of you know, traffic congestion. I mean, you see that a lot too. That is not good either, because for one, it's not like you're making that much progress by doing all these unsafe lane changes in order to cut ahead of traffic. It's not. I promise you, you're only gonna get there maybe, just maybe 20 to 30 seconds faster than other people. And is it worth saving? Is 20 to 30 seconds of time you're saving worth putting, you know, yourself at risk? It's not. It's not. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, it'll be like congested traffic, and it's one dude that's changing lanes, like crazy. And it's like, mm-mm. That's something you definitely don't want to do either. And I see that a lot in the city, especially in these congested areas. Then you have the person that's all the way, they'll be on the freeway. Freeway is like 4 or 5 lanes on that side. They'll be all the way in the fast lane, the left lane. Their exit is coming up, and they dart all the way across the freeway, cutting multiple cars off in order to get off the freeway because they're about to miss their exit. And that's just utterly ridiculous. I've seen people do that, and it's ridiculous. That can cause an accident very fast, because it's obvious people aren't paying attention. Because if you were paying attention, you would see that your lane, your exit is coming up, and you'd be in the right lane, getting ready to get off, being a responsible driver, right? You wouldn't dart all the way across traffic in order to get off the freeway. You know, it's not safe. It is not safe. Um, you see that a lot in the city. um, Pretty much every city I've visited, people do that. Really, people do all these things in every big city. Um, it's funny because every city says they have like the worst drivers, but we all see the same things. There's bad drivers everywhere. And so, what do you do? What do you do? I'm trying trying to think of what else I see out here. People distracted, people literally trying to text while they're driving. I'll look over sometimes and just see people just on their phone riding down the freeway. I'm like, what are you doing? It's extremely unsafe. Taking your eyes off the road to look down at text. They literally have um, public service announcements and campaigns about how you shouldn't text and drive. They literally put that up on those electronic billboards that tell you, you know, if there's an accident ahead. If there's no accident, it'll tell you, don't text and drive on the billboard. But people still do it because people don't care. And unfortunately, that's one of those things where you don't understand that that's not safe until you run into the back of somebody, right? That's usually your cue to say, okay, this is not safe and I shouldn't be doing this. These phones, this technology, I know it's addicting, but, you know, put the phone down when you're driving. Put the phone down when you're driving. I don't understand the urgency, right? The urgency behind needing to like answer a text while you're just riding down the freeway, riding down the road, anywhere, anytime the car is moving, you shouldn't be texting. You don't know where the traffic ahead of you is gonna come to a sudden stop or what. But because you're looking down, you don't see it. You're not paying attention. So yeah. What else do I see out here? Oh, one thing that's crazy that I see sometimes is people running like lights that just turn red, right? So a light will, it'll go from green to yellow to red. Yellow is when the last few people should be going out. If you're way behind the intersection, right? And you're coming up to it and the light is already yellow, but you're not even in the intersection yet. You're way behind it. You're still in the road, not in the intersection. Why are you still going through the intersection? And you know the light is going to be red. The light turn red by the time before you even get to the intersection, and you still go through the intersection. I see people do that a lot. People do that a lot when there's like a lot of traffic and there's a light that just has a lot of traffic. Especially like the turn signal lights. I think people do that a lot with these turn signal lights. If there's a turn signal light that if there's a turn signal light that only turns green for like 10 seconds, and I can understand the annoyance with that, but if there's like a turn signal light that only turns green for like 10 seconds, you'll have people running that light even though it's red, and they'll be all the way not even in the intersection yet. It'll turn red and they're still cutting through the intersection, and the other person's light will turn green, and the other person's light will turn green, and you'll still see cars like going through the intersection. Like, what what is going on with that, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know. I don't know. I've seen people run stop signs. We have to be mindful that there's other drivers out here. We can't just do whatever we want on the road. There's, they put safety measures in place such as um, stop signs, um, traffic lights. They're there for a reason. We're supposed to follow them. And if everybody followed them, we'll be a lot safer. If everybody just drove the way that you were taught in driving school, um, we'd be a lot safer. Um, when certain people get tickets, I think that, and I think they do this, a lot of jurisdictions do this. You get a ticket, sometimes they require you to go back to like defensive driving, which is good. I think a lot more people need to be, they get some sort of ticket like that, they need to be sentenced to defensive driving just so that they have, they can be refreshed on, the basics of, just the basics of driving again. Sometimes I think people really just need that again. And of course, even with that, some people aren't going to care, but at least some people might just need that. Maybe they forgot what was taught to them in driving school. Maybe they didn't have a good driving school. Maybe they just, maybe they got their license later. Or maybe they don't have a license. That's another problem. Some people out here driving no license, and they, are doing things that are ridiculous, and, you find out they don't even have a license. That's why they doing crazy stuff while they driving. Got to make sure everybody's licensed, or at least taught. I mean, just teach somebody how to be safe while driving. You know. So, I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. I think that's about it for this video. I actually have to go to work too. I forgot. I didn't forget, but I don't want to make this video too long because I do have to go to work. So, with that, I really thank you all for watching. I'll probably have one more weekday video uploaded before the weekend, and then I'll probably upload something on maybe on Saturday if I have the time. If anything, definitely Sunday. But anyway, stay tuned for those videos, and thanks for watching.